Welcome back to another lesson. In this video, you are going to look at an exam that was tested. Looking at this exam was tested in December 2022. And we are looking at a question on linear programming. That was question number 7. Number 7C. The question reads, Majus Limited manufactures 2 types of fruit juices, yellow juice and red juice. 1 packet of yellow juice requires 3 minutes for cutting of fruits, 6 minutes for blending, 7 minutes for cooling, and 2 minutes for packaging. 1 packet of red juice requires 5 minutes for cutting of fruits, 4 minutes for blending, 10 minutes for cooling, and 5 minutes for packaging. The company workforce can only spend a maximum of 60 hours on cutting, 71 and a third hours on blending, 105 hours on cooling, and 45 hours on packaging. The profit contribution is shillings 450 for each packet of yellow juice and shillings 380 for each packet of red juice. Required, formulate a linear programming model for the above information. Now, for us to work it nicely, we require to represent the amount of yellow juice and red juice with unknown letters. So we say let X be packets of yellow juice. Let this one be packet of yellow juice, produced and sold. And similarly, let Y be packets of red juice, produced and sold. Now, having said that, the first equation we can easily get is what we call the objective function. The objective function. This is because you have been told that the profit contribution is 450 for each packet of yellow juice and 380 for each packet of red juice. It therefore means your profit will be 450 times the number of packets of yellow juice plus 380 times the number of packets of red juice. Red juice represented by Y. So we shall have 450x plus 380y. Now, having done that, the next inequalities we can get from the information given there, that we have 3 constraints, that is cutting, blending, cooling, and packaging. There are 4 of them, not 3. So here we have cutting, we have blending, we have cooling, and we have packaging. Now, yellow juice and red juice. You are told here from the question is that 1 packet of yellow juice requires 3 minutes of cutting, 6 minutes of blending, 7 minutes of cooling, and 2 minutes of packaging. So yellow juice require 3 minutes cutting, 6 minutes blending, 7 minutes cooling, and 2 minutes packaging. Similarly, red juice require 5 minutes cutting, 4 minutes blending, 10 minutes cooling, and 5 minutes packaging. So red juice require 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes, and 5 minutes. 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 10 minutes, and 5 minutes. And we also told that the amount of hours for cutting is 60 hours. So the total time for cutting here, the total time for cutting is 60 hours. I multiply by 60 to change it to minutes. The total time for, that is for cutting. The total time for blending is 71 and a third. So 71 and a third hours multiplied by 60 to change it to minutes. Similarly, the next one, cooling is 105. 105, this is the total time for blending, total time for cooling, 105 times 60, change it to minutes. And finally, packaging you have been told is 45 hours. So this is 45 hours. 45 hours times 60, that will be in minutes. Now, having said this, it's now easier for us to formulate the linear programming model. Remember, the amount of yellow juice is X. The amount of red juice is Y. Linear programming model, linear programming model. The first one is on cutting. It is 3x plus 5y is less or equals to, what is the time here? What is 60 times 60? 3,600. The next one is on blending. 6x plus 4y is less or equals to, take 71 and that times 60. That will give you 4260. And the next one is cooling, where we have 7x plus 10y is less or equals to 105 times 60, give you 6,300. We also have packaging, which is 2x plus 5y is less or equals to, this is 45 times 60, you get 2,700. X and Y should be greater than or equals to 0. And we also had our objective function there. So the linear programming model will look like this. And why are we saying that less or equals to 3,600? Less or equals to 3,600 is because the time that is available is 60. This is the time that is available. So you can't use more than that time. Yeah, so it's less or equals to that time. I hope we are clear up to that point. Now, the next part you are told, use the graph method. Use the graph method to solve the linear programming model by formulating the values in C1 above. Now, when you want to plot a linear graph, we shall introduce an is equal sign, and our equations will be 3x plus 5y is equals to 3,600. 6x plus 4y is equals 4,260. Then 7x plus 10y is equals to 6,300. And 2x plus 5y is equals to 2,700. Now, we also have x is greater or equals to 0 and y is greater or equals to 0. How do you end up plotting this kind of a graph? You have to create a table and get the x and y intercept in each case. Let me call this one 1. Let me call this one 1, 2, 3, 4. So on 1, which is 3x plus 5y is equals 3,600. I will look for x and y intercept. Ask yourself, when x is 0, we bring 0 here. 5y is this, so this will give me 720. And when y is 0, put 0 here. 3x is 3,600. 3,600 divided by 3, 1,200. That is the first one. 2 is 6x plus 4y. 6x plus 4y is equals to 4,260. Get x and y. When x is 0, what is 4260? Divide by 4. Let me pick my calculator here and confirm that 42, this is 4260. 4260 divided by 4. I get 1065. You'll get this one is 1065. 1065. When y is 0, you'll have 4260 divide by 6. Give you 710. 710. Now that is number 2. Number 3. Number 3, we shall have 7x plus 10y. This is 10 here. This is 10 and this is 4. 7x plus 10y is equals to 6,300. Get the x and y intercept. X, y. Put x is 0. Put x 0 here. It gives you y is 630. Put y is 0. You will get x is 900. And finally, number 4. Number 4. We shall have number 4. We shall have 2x plus 5y is equals 2,700. Now, create a table for x and y intercept. When x is 0, y is 2,700 divided by 5. Gives you 540. Yeah. When y is 0, x is 1350. Now, having gotten the y and x intercept, the next thing is for you to plot a graph. You therefore need to go to a Cartesian plane and you plot the graph. I've plotted this graph, and remember, having plotted these lines, how did I plot this? I transferred when x is 0, the first graph, y is 540. And then when y is 0, x is 1200. So I plotted this line. So once you transfer these lines like this, you go to the question. The question is telling you look for units that is going to maximize profit. So those units will be at these corners here. Yeah. So those units will be at those corners. We have 0, 540. Yeah. We have corner here 320, 430. This is 550, 240. This is 100, 0. Having plotted this, you go back and transfer this and check which one is going to give you a maximum solution. Now let's go back to our workings here. We have found that once you plot that graph, you'll find that the first one is A. The first corner is A. What do A has? Go back to your graph. A has 0, 5, 40. A has 0, 0, 5, 40. B has 320 for that. B has 320 for that. B has 320 for that. Then C has, let's go to the graph. C has 550 here, this C, 550, 240. C has 550, 240. 550, 240. And finally, we have D. D has, you go to your graph, D has 100, 0. D has 100, 0. D has 100, 0. Our objective function was Z is 450x plus 380y. Z is 450x plus 380y. We test which one is going to give us maximum. Start with 0, 5, 40. A will be 450 times 0 plus 380 times 540. What do you get here? 450 times 0 is 0. We go to 380 times 540. 380 times 540. This gives me 205, 200. I go to B. B has 320 times, it is X is 320, therefore means B will be 450. 450 times 320 plus 380 times 4 that. What do you get here? 450 times 320. This is 144. Here I'm going to have this as 144,000. This one is going to give me 144,000 plus, you have go to 380. 380 times 430 gives me 163, 400. When I add these two plus 144,000, 144,000, I get this one is 307, 400. Go to C. C, we have 450 times 550 plus 380 times 240. What do we have here? 450. 450 times 550 give me 247, 500 plus 380 times 240. It give me 91, 200. When I add these two plus 247, 500, I get this is 338, 700. D is 0 times 450 plus 380 times 100 This give me that 8,000. Now, let's make our conclusion. Is it that 8,000? Let me see. Let's go to the graph and see. This point here, this corner here is supposed to be 700, not 100. 700, 0. Sorry for that. This one is supposed to be 700 here. You see, it is the intercept. In fact, it is meeting at 720. Should be 720. Sorry for that. This x here is supposed to be x is the one that is x is 720. When you come to D here, x is 720 and y is 0, meaning I'm supposed to multiply x by 720. So this will be 450 times 720, but y will be 0. 380 times 0. What do we get here? 450 times 720. This give me 324,000. Now, having identified those corners, ask yourself which one has the maximum profit, because the aim, according to this question, you are supposed to get, you see here the profit contribution is 450. That means you need maximum profit. If you see profit contribution means you need maximum profit. So which one has the highest value? I think here the maximum profit is 338. So our maximum profit is obtained at a point where x is equals to 550 and y is equals to 240. Now, that is maximum profit here. Maximum profit is obtained at a point where x is 550 and y is 240. Having said that, we need now to find part 3, because here you're supposed to use the graph to solve the linear program model, this one above, and we have already found that the maximum profit is obtained at, so maximum profit is obtained at 550 to 40. Now, calculate the slack or surplus value for cutting the fruits and interpret its meaning. So, at maximum profit, x, and here we are talking about cutting here, cutting fruits. Here we are talking about cutting fruits. We want to know what was their surplus. Was there surplus time? Cutting fruits. X is 550, and the time allocated for x. We are producing 550 units for x. But when you come to cutting of fruits, the time for x is 3. So it's 550, then times 3. The total time that was used here, we come to our calculator here and find 550 times 3. This gives me 1650. Y is, that is x. Y and time. Y is 240 and the time for y, let's check. What is the time allocated for y in cutting? 5. We multiply this one by 5. What do we get? 240 times 5, 1,200. 1,200. When I add these two, you get is 2,000 2,850. So slack or surplus value, the total time that was allocated here was 3,600. Why am I saying 3,600? Here, you are saying from the question you are told that the company workforce can only spend to a maximum of 60 hours. So 60 hours into minutes is 3,600. The time that was used is 2,850. How much is the surplus? If you take 3,600 minus 2,850, the surplus is 750 minutes. That is what you are to do. So that's how you are to do and score the maximum marks in this question. We meet in our next video for more linear programming questions. For now, it's goodbye. Thank you.